Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning. A little late. Not that we missed anything. It's probably going to be pretty slow this morning until the stock market opens. Let's see here. We do have some news, right? It's we have building permits and housing starts in 6 minutes. Okay, well, let's grab the links. That one. There's this one. Okay, so we continue to be inside. Here's Zian. We're an inside day. Yesterday was kind of an up day, but it was kind of an inside day, and now we're having another inside day. But we are trending a little bit higher. E-mini is definitely going to come back a little bit today. I don't know if it's going to come back all the way back to my 2775, but it's definitely coming back. So I think that there is a very good reason to believe that we will continue to move higher. Unfortunately, 06 is a terrible place to buy it. Sure enough, they bust it. The question is, are they going to give us a pullback? Where could they pull back to? They could pull back all the way to perhaps 050. But since I'm planning on doing that, the chances are that they're just going to keep trading all the way up through 080 without stopping. Watch. Yeah. And what about Bitcoin? Bitcoin continues to be boring. Well, they've got to sell it today. I think they have no choice now, right? Let's make sure our squawk is up, because yesterday I screwed up and it wasn't up and I missed some news. So man. Well, okay, well, I have a little bit of food, so I'm going to do that, and then I do think today could be pretty grindy still. So I think that we will have some time to chat. I would love to chat. There's a bunch of stuff about tax out in the news that I think I would love to talk about. .27 and 1.22 are what we're looking for permits and starts. Let me take a few bites here.
As housing starts in at one. Revise. It's what 1% against a percentage.
Okay, so I had a hard time reading quite all of his numbers. 1.2 was the housing starts. So permits was down too. So they both missed. At 1.24 versus 1.27 and 1.2 versus 1.22. So miss. So that means interest rates too high. We might come back a little bit. And we might keep going up rather. When I say come back, I mean the interest rates are going to come back, which would mean prices continue to keep going up. You can kind of see it, like I'm just seeing in the DOM like these 5, 3, 4, 16, 695. That to me in this particular situation indicates that the guys that have been trading all night got long, and those are some of their targets. That's why they have liquidity there. And the market's going to start hunting liquidity and go right for them.
I think we're starting to see some rejection of these higher prices. We had no contracts traded 22 on ZB and none at 072 on ZF.
Thinking if you just I actually don't think of those.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking. And when you see the numbers at the even prices, like multiple even prices above us, but the thing I was thinking kind of more was like we made a new high and it hasn't pulled back at all. And there they go. Yeah. I tried to limit into that, but it didn't fill.
Looks about right. It should be a battle around this price. So ZF seems very not interested in trading higher. I think it's the second time we've gone offer and no contracts traded.
Yeah, these people that are buying here aren't people that are buying because they want to get in on the start of a move. They're buying because they have to.
Could very well be the start of a move. We've had two insight.
Is it gonna fill me?
Flag and kind of hard to fake.
Now that bid at 07 is starting to stack up. I'm not gonna get filled.
A lot of volume traded at 22. Oh, this could just be, you know, ZB being the volatile brother or whatever.
Yep, I'm telling you, she's the redhead of the group. A little temperamental. Well, suck, guys. I mean, I'm thinking maybe I should buy 075, but like, how much can I pay up for this?
Big offer there. Let's see how patient the sellers are. Hmm.
Okay, so it's coming back pretty hard. I did take it there. I'd say it's bullish. I think that was a big sell in the 5-year. 5 years sold that hard. Was it what, 5,000 contracts they sold there? It looks like it can, some strong flattening. Like the Z and ZF spread is breaking out of a range there with that push.
Could be the shakeout before it reverses.
I don't know. It's been a while. We're definitely. And I'm sure.
Let's see if I can set this up so I can trade ZB. I'm just gonna minimize all these.
My theory on why up in the and they can quote something. Brokers. Huge offer. Do not.
So can I put an order in here? Yep.
Now we wait.
Huge up open. February 24th, 2000. Bonds were down a point.
Okay, so there's our 4-tick pullback right there.
Trying to get short again at 24. Didn't get filled.
I'm using that high as a watch this.
If ZB can keep this pullback to 4 or 5 ticks, that would be a pretty classic pullback for this to be able to keep going up to that big order up at 139.
Yeah, this 22 level was recent high, I think. I don't know exactly the date, but for bears, it'd be good if we sort of trade in 21s, or at least get through 22.
Yeah, and we're right back to the breakout was at 07 in ZN. And we're right back. I left that order in there. It might actually fill here. And then probably I'll be like, no, I should have gone short.
We'll see how they react to 21.
Need to give this 4, I guess.
They print 20.
Is that you?
Sometimes they do that. They put the offer down. I'll just sell one lot on bid.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, we should have like a system where like everyone's like pushing a one lot every now and then.
CME finds out.
I'll have $100,000 to give them though.
During UKPM May and French President.
What do you trade 21? But yeah, just like seeing if it triggers any stops.
Yeah, or
one.
seeing
May
like
and 15.
the wider you can make. Goes back to the high. That's
My bet is that the first time you do it, it would probably work really well. Because I've definitely seen times in the market where an order would come through that was just really bizarre, and unusual, and then you would start seeing it all the time. And when you started seeing it all the time, they would immediately start fighting him and screwing him over. Like that was.
would be just like, all right, let's say we went 25 offered.
Right.
22 was a bit. 22 got cleared. 22 was offered, but there were no prints on 20. 21 is. They were just there for 20 seconds. There's a chance that they're just going to lift 22s back up. But if you print 21s on a chart, everyone will start to see that 21s traded. More of a reversal than it was if twos were.
Which is where we're at right now. There's a one lot printed at 21.
Yeah.
No, I do that.
Oh yeah, it would definitely move it, so especially if it was the first time you would trade it.
you can be.
That's
you can
true.
definitely feel it. You can see, a one lot trade, and there's kind of a reaction. They'll pull or they'll stack. Or...
That was how the Tyler thing originally started, because this would be the exact situation where you would see it, where it'd come down and maybe only 4 people had traded it, and then out of nowhere, big 3,000 lot, 5,000 lot, and ZN comes in and clears it.
Thing is that only I'm only doing this because I'm trying to make that prophecy true, printing prices.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't, like it's stupid. The other day, I think.
Yeah, and the big guys that know that would immediately come in and use that as an opportunity, right?
Well, it's one lot, so I don't know if big guys care about that.
It's hard. Like, all right, let's say big guy. Like, all right, well, one big guys don't buy prices, and
Yeah.
the orders that you're seeing, 3,000 lots, or that's like one that's mostly that's automated for big spread orders across the board. Kind of like training programs that they have giant. Like big guys is when they get out, you can always see that. Like let's say 26 was, and you saw 700 bucks. Well, that's the guy who's buying at
Mhm.
tick 100 bucks. Not gonna. They're a lot more aggressive. So like once, let's say, all right, let's say they were selling that. Once we trade to the, if we trade, start to 500. That's the guy. He's not gonna wait.
To take his profit, right?
So when you see those things, big traders don't initiate. Maybe there's very hard to say.
Yeah, I always thought that the people that were making those trades in the middle of the range, and maybe not necessarily like a huge lot, but just clearing a price, were people that were already in a position, at the bottom, and are just kind of helping it along.
It's possible, but
that are just the robots.
Yeah, the middle of the range traders. On any uptick, it's time. Best way.
Yeah. Yeah, when I worked at Goldman, they definitely had, buy sell programs like that. They'd say we need 5,000 of something, and they would just wait for it to get to a certain price and then turn the robot on.
Someone did it.
They printed it.
And I really just got my order filled. 24 short. Yeah, I wish I didn't, but I'm bitching about it.
It looks.
My average is actually right around here in 19s, 20s. I don't want to get on a few extra contracts if I can. Maybe lower, maybe at like 18 or 17.
Do we have any now?
Nope, I don't think so.
Petroleum status. 1030. Well, hope you have a good day on ZB, Seth. I don't really want to go back to trading ZM like the entire month.
Well, it's looking to me like that the trade's not going to work out unless it reverses here.
Are you long?
Yeah, because I was going long on it, only coming back 4 or 5 ticks, and it's gone further than that, right? So I'd like to see it's kind of come back a little bit too much in ZB. I'm kind of wondering if they're gonna turn around here and try and make an attempt at a new high and fail it, you know. But the chances of this just being like the uptrend like we were worried about is significantly decreased. Not that it couldn't still happen, but significantly decreased.
Yep.
I do kind of see some indications that it's kind of turning here though.
Yeah, there's not really a way to tell until we start trading 18s and 19s. I think say that the uptrend's kind of done.
Right. I think that you get. I've noticed that there's kind of different days, right? And one of the things that I'll see is a strong opening drive, and they'll get to a price, and then they'll range around and they'll kind of toy with it going up, and you'll see lots of people going long on the expectation that it's going to make a new high, and then it never does it, you know. And then eventually they give up and it goes back down.
Yeah, I've been noticing a lot recently. When we get caught in these ranges, we tend to test one side and then just blow through the other side as well. So like we may go up and trade like 23 and then just like sell all the way down to like 16 on ZB.
Yeah. Well, it's classic auction theory action, right? Because the whole auction theory thing is going to be there's a balanced area, and then there's going to be a what do they call it, a drive, drive to test one side, and then if they fail, it's going to come back to the even side, and then they're going to go and test the other side.
No, but it's like a pretty clear, like it's a total change of pace.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just kind of grind up and down, and then they'll like break through the lows, and then just like blow it up on the other side, the top. I don't know what the theory is for that, but I mean, I was actually in a trade during the overnight where that happened.
Well, I think the reason that happens is because, well, like where would be the prices here in this case?
In 19s to 26.
No, like on a bigger time frame. So like 138.10 or so is kind of like that balanced volume area. So what you'll see is some big guy will come in there and say, I think we're going to go higher. So let's test it and see. And so they will initiate a move there. And that's when you'll see like the order flow will be different. It's because somebody new just entered in and changed the behavior. And they'll push it up, and they're going to push it up against 139. And their intention is to break 139. But if they don't get it, then they just take their profit up there, and then eventually it will fall back down to the 138.11 area again. And then at that point, there's a pretty good chance that they'll try and test the other side of it. So then somebody else will come in and try and push it below 138 again. And if that, breaks out, then you really get the breakout, and then you'll have a trend. And if not, they'll go back up to 138.11. Just like they did, like in July, where they just kind of ranged around that point of control for all month. It's a range extension move, that's what they call it. So I think that this move up was definitely somebody trying to initiate a range extension move. Well, man, ZN got up to that 0.85 really easily.
Project's pretty hard though.
I'll agree.
Where are you long at? 22, 21?
It was 23. I don't think this is why I have a hard time in ZB is finding the price that it's going to turn. So I just put it in because I said, okay, 4 or 5 tick pullback is where it is. I'm not sure if I'll get filled at 4, so I should take the 3. It looks like it's going to work out, but at least to be able to break even, but we didn't get the right spot.
We're running into a lot of trouble here trying to trade above 22.
Yeah.
And you pair that with the larger order.
It's kind of funny how you can kind of tell really easily after you've taken the trade whether you were in the right price or not, just based on which order ends up being the big order after they move. You see that 23 is like you're not in the right one.
Why are you holding on to it then if you know that you're wrong?
Well, I don't know if I'm wrong directionally. I just know that I could have gotten better risk reward. So in ZN, because I took it in both. In ZN, 070 was the right pick, almost perfect at 070. They traded 065, but they didn't clear it.
You could always try scaling into it, getting in 21 or 20, risking 18.
Right. Well, and that's where it gets into that, the bigger of a stop that you give it, the better chances you have of being right. But you have to kind of limit yourself, and so that kind of limits the amount of risks that you can take and the spots you can take.
They're starting to pull 21s. Backing up to
your word to God's ear.
They're fighting there at that price, actually. They did take it.
Super happy. I've been trading a fund, right? So
Congrats.
Okay. Okay.
Heads up, then just in BST. We will hit unlift. Speaking at the Treasury select. employment hearing that starts at around 60s. Comments on heads up then. 3 minutes time till we hear from Bank of England. Hearing John McDonnell speaking.
No, that doesn't look good. See, it's trading that too easily. Missed.
Oh yeah.
Damn, what did I miss? Had to go to the men's room. I came back.
Stay there. Stay there.
Stay there. I just finished up though.
And dude, when you're going to the men's room, wants to down 5. Go back.
Damn, I still salty about my fit.
Are you short?
Yeah, I'm still short. 19. I wanted to get some more size on, but it's kind of hard to do that.
I didn't nap.
I still have my order there. 300 in the queue at 24 to sell. But yeah, I was watching. It looked like they were starting to take through 19s. So
Yeah.
all the guys playing the reversal probably like Seth. Sorry to abuse you as an
Yeah.
example, but yeah, bottom failing again. Standard. Pretty standard stuff.
Seemed like once they pushed through 070 and ZN, it just kind of fell apart from there.
Guidance. Fine with
Now, at least in ZN, you kind of get in these weird situations where the range is just even enough so that you come down to that where the people are getting stopped out and you're hitting the VWAP where there's a chance to bounce. So you get this situation where it's like right where you might be puking would be a spot where you would want to get long again. Okay.
I don't know. I believe maybe I'm naive. I believe once. Heading long.
Unless you're just trying to scalp like 2 ticks. Pull back.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get a new high.
Anything's possible. If they start trading above 23s again, we could just do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Other guys using that as a puke out, so just be careful.
What just happened there was definitely a VWAP bounce, though. Yeah, I still have it. I'm just not touching it because this guy in chat is pissing me off. So I'm like, fine, I'll just let it hit the stop if it hits the stop.
Where are you long
from? 07. So I should actually put that in there because I'm not so sure it's gonna get out, and I'm pissed.
Nice offer on a 19. This is the kind of part where I'm like, kind of too scared to add contribution. But we're just waiting for it to get lower. It does get lower.
Main of hearts.
Yeah, something, the lady.
I'm aware kind of is speaking.
I'm just trying to tone down the stupidity because I've done a lot of stupid shit on this account.
I think if you got 19, I think the ad was 4, but you didn't get it.
Yep, 300 in the queue.
It's unfortunate. It's kind of, I think it's reckless.
Yeah, I mean, I could see maybe adding at 15 or something if we get down there.
Yeah, it's at 15.
But yeah, then I'm kind of like, I don't know, I'm short six contracts, so even adding like a single one kind of fucks my average up.
That's pretty big on your money. I think it's going to go below 130. You got Fed.
Really? And they're not really hitting into that 065, are they?
This is a 5-year. I think you're on.
Yeah, he's kind of done all we can use. Prepare for it. No. 5,000 after break.
Okay, well, if that actually get filled, then I'm probably actually good now at this point. So it's just kind of a question of which one it does. I'm kind of seeing something going on here in the 5-year. Do this just to see how good we are at picking the corner in ZB. I should, I need to put it on a different account. That's okay. I can split it by instrument later, but
Inflation pressures 1 to 1. Inflation step to establish its firmly territory.
Let's see what ES does. 3 minutes.
That's a good point.
Still need
Okay, well, Xeon has been at this. Sorry, ZV has been at this price for a while, so I think where I clicked in is at the very least a consolidation point. It might not necessarily be a reversal point. And it's probably going to get noisy because they're kind of buying the E-mini going into this. I don't know if
Yeah,
today
well,
is
Display
an
is
up
down
day.
Ace
90%.
publishing.
Still got it.
Clear cut.
Yep,
Which one?
whatever it is. House's money. IOTA. Bought it like
Yeah, okay.
a couple months ago. It's not that big though. Nope, right. Right, can we print 16?
Well, they always print 16.
It's kind of bouncing off VWAP, and we got cash open.
The problem with when it's around 16s is they always like to play around with it a lot there.
My funding foreign for
I think that they're trying to sell it here in the E-mini. So they're right here. There's a volume node. Well, you got to push to the other side. But you can see people are kind of fighting them a little bit. Be right there.
I'm looking at 16s. And then
Okay.
maybe 9s? Or, I don't know. Everything from like 7 to 11 has been like a the overnight, so
there was some support there, but I don't think it was enough. I'm not seeing any unusual prints yet, other than what there was here.
Only thing that's You can share a little bit. Less time.
Yeah, this didn't just for this until been pretty on and off.
Yesterday, we were up in volume, stock market.
Okay, so on that ZB trade, it looks like I was one off at least.
Actually scaled down.
Well, they're trading 065 now, and they had a hard time clearing that last time, right? They touched it, and they definitely never made it go bid. They're not holding a strong bid there now, though. Yeah, the E-mini is not really, it's still kind of at that support area. You can see there's a lot of like pushing and then profit taking. Okay, it's interesting that it's not pushing us up. Continue to sell here.
It's pretty weird. Yes, just kind of taking a dump. Not really reacting anywhere. Up like a tick here on the bottom. Still going.
Yeah, it hasn't gotten too serious in ES yet. I think that they might break that low, though.
Saw a little bit of ES. Bidding.
Like, there's a good case for them to test 2800 in the E-mini, but I don't know if they would get much beyond that.
Could send us further down and bounce. As we tick down when they pulled back like.
Yeah. Although ZF is stuck in one of these zippers.
Probably if they go trade up to like 2810 or something at ES. Might take slower, but looking like it's still going down for now.
They're not quite ready to do it, but I think they're going to do it.
Unless I just cursed it. Who knows?
See, too much toying with it there for it to not go.
Pulling the bids, 17.
You can kind of see people buying the low. There you go. Bum, 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 ba-dum.
They've said certainty buy side.
Hmm.
Buy.
Well, Unity is pretty much just straight selling so far. It's not pushing us up a whole lot, but it is pushing us up. I think they're getting this thing in the E-mini where too many people are trying to buy the low and then they go and wash them out. We've done it 2 or 3 times now.
Is it sweeping through the bottom?
Yeah, well, it's like when it gets down there, you'll see a couple of big, like 500 to 700 prints. And so they'll back up and then they'll just come back down and go right through it. But there's still, I mean, there's people buying it here. They're just, at the moment, they're just kind of becoming targets. They might eventually pull it out here, though. Buyers are definitely trying hard, though. That's the E-mini, that is.
Money now. Best test.
Still hold on to
For
your long,
Brexit.
Seth. Bond.
Oh yeah, I mean I want to see if I can get it to break even, but at this point I don't think that the trade is you know, you're just gonna
That's on
wash
them.
out this setup when it's finished, and then maybe something later comes along when I've
On them.
reset.
Yes. Demo.
Oh yeah, no, this is just a demo.
It's clear cut.
Alright, we printed 15. Seeing some machine gun going off. I like that. That's like my favorite.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a seller in ZB there.
I got my target at 11. I don't know. Good target. Haven't it
Kindly
there for
says
a
the
long
UK
time.
financial system standard this Brexit.
I'm curious about this. The volume I'm seeing in the 5-year, because they're not really selling it here.
Still got a giant position. Third off at 18.
Oh, hey, you made money, so it doesn't really matter.
I should have moved that a long time ago, even though obviously it wouldn't have filled.
I
But
could maybe bring it down to 8, but I might be pushing it. Could
I'm
still
looking
very well
for
turn into a
below
loser.
38.
I don't know, 8 ticks is pretty tasty for me. I'm pretty happy to get 8 ticks. Sometime.
You got to do that objectively. Like, look at the average true range from the last 10 days. And if you're a good trader, I think if you're a third of the range, approximately. Half is superstar.
that was they really took it out in
See how
ZB.
it goes. This move down's looking pretty strong.
I think that's a full reversal. Trying to look. It just went good.
I can sell it.
Yeah, I'm kind of wishing I added there at 15 like I talked about. I pulled my bid off.
That's a weird noise I've never heard before.
See, Zerb, the
New
thing
kind
now
of
is
coin.
you got such a good average. So my advice to you is take most of the position off where you were planning on taking it off, but leave like a 1 lot on into the Fed and see what happens. Because if it goes
Contemplating
against
the
you
same,
like
no
15
evidence of
ticks off the
stability
Fed,
risk from
it's not going
gradual
to be
QE.
disastrous.
Yeah.
It might even come down on the level. So you have optionality in profit.
Yeah, I mean it's good advice. I've definitely thought about it. The issue that I have is like I feel like I stopped caring once it's like on like a quarter of my original size or something. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I'm working so hard for like an extra 2 ticks, and I'm like I should just take it off and just put it on the head on the cake.
That's fine. I'm the same way. I know it's the right thing, but it's like a lot of mental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I did that when I had some of those ridiculous, stupid size trades. I'm still holding like a 10 lot or something, but I mean, you saw it.
Like 1 tick is pretty much your stop on the day.
Yep.
Or was, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you catch a winner, right, you just keep adding to it, and eventually your average is doesn't really matter if you add any more size on, because like it's supposed to go against you a lot to take a loss on the trade.
You're doing good.
It's not something I really wanted to do,
Just heads
but I
up,
was
the
just
Trump
like,
is
well,
more.
give you the opportunity. Running some trouble here at 12s, which is we did kind of touch this whole like area 12 through 7s is kind of like bouncing off it a lot.
12, 13, weekly.
Probably normal to test these levels, I think. A and Z. If we trade through and start printing 17s, then worried about. Oh, we did kind of come down pretty quick.
Oh no, they love to trade 16.
But yeah, but like we shot down right after my toilet, you know. And
Right.
kind of this is kind of the gap fill, I'm thinking, or the retracement. So if we start trading into 18s again, then I'm gonna be super worried. But it's just kind of pretty standard market action here.
Well, if they trade up through 070 and Z, and I'm gonna be pretty fed up with this.
What was it long? Did you get out?
What? Yeah, it stopped me out eventually. Like I said, I was like, well, I can't. I'm just gonna let the stops do it because I can't manage this anymore. So it did take me out.
You could have just gotten down earlier before it took you out. I don't know. Hands up, hit my stop.
Yeah. Well, there kind of comes a point at which you kind of have to say, I'm not able to tell from the order flow how I should manage it, and so I think at that point you just have to use your statistical edge based on your risk size and the levels and everything. So. But the reason I say I'd be fed up with it if it gets above 07, and I mean really if it really got above 07, is that means that the whole thing just fell down just so that they could then go back up and break back up into it again, like reversed and reversed, which is the worst kind of market action for me, right? So
Yeah, but like I feel like I don't know. Like I've been kind of telling you this. Is like we've had a huge change in just velocity of the market the past like since October started. So like all these things I hear about like we usually pull back 4 ticks or whatever, I think is like valid.
oh
I
well,
don't know. That's just the way I see it. Because like
so I think that's an interesting point, but the thing is that statistic was started from like last year, so like it was probably less relevant during the summer and is probably now more relevant because liquidity has come back to the market, you know.
yeah, but volatility is also a lot higher. I don't know. I don't actually know.
No, it was
I
actually
haven't been
much
trading
higher
so
back then. Yeah.
scrub, you know, just gambler. I don't know.
When you started like in February, right?
I started about 6 months ago. Yeah.
So the thing you got to remember is that like, well, here I'll show you. I can show you. Hold on a second. No, that's not which one I wanted.
buddy.
Hey. I'm really interested to see if there's any kind of statistics about like point of control moving. I've kind of I'm interested whenever I move, at least in like the daily codex. Just curious to see if there's like setups or what that means. Besides, a lot of people are trading at that price.
Okay, so you see that chart I just put in the chat?
Yeah.
So that's just the average true range on that indicator on the bottom, and you can see that after about 2000, or sorry, 2 years ago, essentially 2016, like the range and the volatility of everything just came down significantly. And you can see, even with all the craziness that we've had this past month, it like barely even registers as normal to what it was 2 years ago.
Is that that's the 10?
Yeah, that's a 10. Sorry?
What's exactly? How many trading days?
Oh, I think it's just the default, like 14.
I think it would.
Yep, it's 14.
Makes sense. But like the 30-year should. I think. Let me check. Like I think we're getting a point and a half a day in bonds. Every day.
Yeah. You can kind of see there at some of the crazier points, like during the Euro crisis and stuff, it wasn't unusual for them to go like what?
I don't know. Like my main point is just like, order flow, watching the dome and stuff. Like, it's a very kind of free form style of trading, I think. And I think trying to put this like grid over your eyes and say like, okay, it's a 4-tick pullback or it's a 6-tick pullback and all that stuff. It's just like going against the idea of creating the flow, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, well, because it's not an order flow trade at that point, right?
Yeah, so
You're taking a trade based off of the rotation, and hopefully you're able to use the order flow to see order flow confirming the trade and then be able to manage it. But sometimes the order flow just doesn't say anything, and then you just kind of have to let it play out. I think on that one, the original long was really initiated more by I wanted to get long there, and it didn't fill me when it broke, and then it did fill me when it came back, and it kind of stayed up a little bit, but then they just ended up trading a little bit too much volume at 0.75, and so when it did fail, it just kind of, and since 0.70 happened to be like right there at that point, you don't really have much of a chance of getting out. So it was wrong spot, wrong direction.
I don't believe that. We've gotten out. You would have gotten out. So,
I don't know. I don't know what I would have done. Like let's just say that it ended up working out for me, and it made a new high.
Originally.
Oh yeah.
5 ticks on them.
Well, so if I had gotten filled at 0.70, and 0.85 would have been 3 ticks, and 0.8 would have been 2 ticks. I'm not entirely sure that I would have gotten out there. But I thought that we were going to see more like 09 or maybe even 11.5.
My question is, what gave you that idea? Because we just
I was just looking for it to go to the outsized orders that were sitting on the dome.
I think that's tough. Gotta have book data. That's expensive.
Yeah. Well, I think that there's other things that I could probably test that would be a lot more simple than that, right? Like we're just talking about it broke a new high, right? What are the chances of it breaking a new high again?
It was above. Like, what happens when you enter the market above the previous day's high? You find out that you should.
Right.
Doesn't matter if the range in bonds was 300.
Wow, the E-mini is going down, down, down. The E-mini took a total puke there. Well, now I'm seeing size at 08.
I'm gonna get pretty salty about not taking it off at like 13 and 12 right now. You just went ahead and crashed through 800.
I just got long it.
And the ZF is almost at the high, and it got there on practically no volume. Like it only took 700, 300, 100 to clear those prices. And that seems like too much.
This is an inflection.
So there's it's not showing 6 there anymore, but they're not hitting into it. Somebody's trying to hold it there, I think. Okay.
This is probably the deciding point. Yes, can continue going down. Or if it manages to recover here at 96. But if you want to see Treasuries down, yes, is kind of agreeing with it a little bit, but it's hard to say for sure. I think we could get back to that. Well, yeah, I think 28 evens. Maybe trading 28.01 is probably the clear, like the clear head area, whatever you want to call it.
So there's this, and there's this, and then there's the low.
Bag. Not yet.
If I don't see support come in here,
How are you going to have big gains?
then I can get out there.
I mean, it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
On a 6 lot,
Man,
right?
Okay. So there it is. I am seeing the support.
Only way. Worst case scenario here, like you'll take minus. You can still.
I was looking at +7 before. It's looking pretty tasty.
I'm seeing what I want to see, but it's still may or may not work. Okay.
Too easy. Back up lock.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it depends on your strategy, of course, but most retail people are trading a strategy where if you don't get the profit that you're supposed to be getting, then you're not gonna make the money over the long run.
Take a look at that.
Looking better.
That PM I sent you before.
And buy ES there.
They make it above 800. Fighting.
Yeah, so I remember saying that I think they could test 2800, so I just waited for them to go through the point that I wanted to see, and then when they started making that volume note at 2798, that's where I got along.
So the real question now, Treasury market, is do you short 18? Back over 11.
I think 18s is a pretty decent short. Like we held 19 pretty good, and that's kind of a, I don't know, it feels like a nice retracement level. We had that spike down from what, 26 down to 12, so like what, 2% or something of that.
I had it back though. Covered.
Yeah, so I also shorted at 0.7 in the 10-year based on them stacking the 6 on it. But this is the one that I just can never seem to figure out, right? Is when is it going to range and not make a new high, and when is it going to just keep going? So
The market has clearly shown its highs, right?
that it's not going to go through.
Unlikely to make a new high
Yeah. Okay.
without a
Trump
exogenous
tweet.
event. Yeah.
Well, my thesis was the size is not showing up at the high now; it's showing up below the high, and that's why I took it short. So I guess that's kind of saying the same thing.
Order flow, if you take it more from like how did it trade up there and how did it trade down there? Really,
Yeah.
actually, clearly the highs were rejected. He swiftly traded down to like the lower end of it and ticked back up because the market looks super weak, and now the market's holding. Now the bonds are back down. I don't know. I think they look super weak. Me, objectively.
Yeah.
GDP down.
And I that
That's
the
down
order
from.
That's the context that Brady's always talking about.
The thing that's kind of weird about this move is that the 5-year did make a new high there, but on much lower cumulative delta. Like we're at the low of the day in cumulative delta in the 5-year. So like, there's probably, if there's people directionally trading in the 5-year, they're probably losing some money. Somebody's probably losing some money in the 5-year.
Everyone's losing money. Or someone's losing money. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Losing money.
Yep, just the brokers. They're winning.
But when it goes when it retraces something on much less volume than when it went down, that's going to increase the person that actually ended up being right and ended up making money on there is going to be a much greater minority of the people. Does that make sense? So like there was a guy that made money, but it was probably one big guy probably made a ton, and then a bunch of little guys lost big. Okay, so here's the E-mini turning around and seeing if they're gonna retest the low. I think that's why seems like the Treasuries turned there.
Goes on the second. It hasn't responded.
Okay, so it's back to this node. We should see some support here. They should really start buying it now.
What does it
And
do right when you
Fed
say that?
agree
It
on
blows up?
economic.
Sorry to like.
Fine, I know, man.
It's not behaving the way I would
Our
expect.
concept is gonna crash.
Nope. Shut Tesla, right? Yeah, they're trying to get as many people as they can to peek out before they give you the shaft.
I just don't like yesterday. We dropped it.
Yeah, I don't know if I like what I'm seeing right here. I mean, I would have liked it bounced a little bit, but I would have liked to have seen a harder bounce. Yeah, there it goes.
I'm on bidding 17 to get out. Being a big pussy. I don't know. This is a hard read. They're kind of rejecting it. Like whatever I do is going to be the wrong choice right now.
I just bought some more.
Still see bottom feeding. Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
Still...
I'm not out yet. I pulled I pulled my target down.
I'm super tempted to take the mini long here again, but it's
Still
not.
short, yeah. I'm trying to squeeze it maybe a few more ticks out if I can.
Like if
Wait, bonds keep ticking down, it's gonna push the ES up as well. So
like think about it this way: if you were long bonds right now, are you happy in your position?
no, I'd be trying to get lower.
Yeah. So you're short. You know, I was just thinking long bonds and I'm like 18. And now S&P's ticking back up.
We're actually still starting to see kind of lower highs on the bond as well. 20s, 19s. Again, this 16 levels is just being a pain in the ass as usual. So everyone's just getting flipped around right now.
So it's good to just make one trade.
Still they're having a lot of trouble breaking through this low though on ES.
Big pivot here. Not
Like I'm just kind of waiting to see like the 5 and 600 print in the ES, and it's not doing it.
I feel like we've been hanging out here for a long time, so it's about time to just like reverse and blow up the other way on ES. Nope, it's not.
When they do it, you like it's like instant. Okay, so here's a 1,000.
There's about 2,000 contracts traded, or 1,000 traded at 94 and a quarter. I don't know. This is the hard part.
See, so they found some support there at 27.94. So now the question is, when they come back and test it, do you see the buyers come in aggressively? Because it should just like jump.
If they come.
Yeah.
I don't know, but this is like the problem that I'm having is like we're not really getting much higher in the bond either. Like we've been kind of making new lows after new lows on ES, and we don't like we go up on ZB, but it's like it's not really, it's not like it's not too strong. ZF hasn't made a new high yet.
Seth was funny there. Tested 94.
So like ES is eventually going to pull back sometime, right? And that's going to send us down, I think.
that
That kind of broken correlation.
Like, there's also the chance that we could be watching take down all the bonds. Just
Yeah.
So they did kind of do it. I don't know if it was a strong enough jump for me to be like super positive, but I mean that was an okay one. It's a potential stopping spot.
That's got like weekly pivot stuff too, right? Psychological level, weekly pivot.
The range of drawdown of 6.
I don't know. I think we're in okay. I mean, if you think about it in the context, bonds are down.
As for
I'm sorry, it's down like 10 points.
I think this one's gonna go.
barrels a day up
From the
2
open.
barrels. Tajani then.
So here we should see some resistance.
Get to the super
Okay.
high volume area. Be a good sign.
Italy government should change. And now on Brexit, it's about a deal. Breaker says, welcome. There was some pasta related to. Break back. Data. Million. As for gasoline barrels, at the rate of 1,000, the range drawdown of 3.
Okay.
Cushion. Visualizations.
Still seeing lower highs on the bonds. And this is like super short term.
Guaranteed. As strong support all remain. In terms of love.
Okay.
Pushing. Distillates 100,000. Gasoline.
Okay, so now they're fighting it again.
Have to listen. would be long.
Okay.
Up to
So that's just the range. It's not. It didn't come out of that range with any gusto. It's probably going to come right back down to my entry. Yeah.
Block by.
Man, I really puked for sure.
And the our model. 9%.
if it goes back below 90.
See, there's lots of absorption here.
Back left.
Okay.
Well, it's getting to about that time where kind of reverse.
Oh yeah, that's a really good point.
Time where I stopped trading and I started losing all my money.
It starts to get hard in the E-mini to judge because I mean, on that puke there, I mean, they definitely absorbed it as it came down. But you don't know that they're just going to push through them.
We had a 2% up. The traders just buy new lows and sell them when they go up 3 points. You might do that 5 times.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when you see it coming towards a low, when you see a lot of absorption, and sometimes it bounces off of that and you get a reversal. But what's happening in the E-mini right now is that, like, just like you said, it's like they're just rotating through. So what you're really seeing is just the people taking profits, and it comes back up, and then they go short again. It's like the buyers do come in, but they're not. I mean, there was that one little buy event, but it wasn't huge. Whereas like the one that I caught yesterday, like they really came in. Like you could just see all of a sudden at that moment somebody big came in and started buying it. I'm not seeing that.
Maybe it was like 1,000 small guys all hitting yours at the same time.
So the next area of interest I see below us, just assuming that we don't turn around here, is 27.85.50. There's a single print.
What 2 hours a day? Hours a day after 6 minutes a day. Range
Big
draw
enough
of
is enough.
6 point gain of 6. As
Get
for
it to
the
Alright.
last week's draw,
Get the bonds down
6
below.
million barrels a day. API
7.
yesterday
And then
fell by 1. and Bank News only if
That was kind of weird.
Probably. Let's go.
Wow.
6.49 million
I'm still
barrel
here though. I
build
haven't gone to the
for
bathroom
crude
yet.
stockpiles. Distillates saw of 800,000. Cushing comes in at a build of
I got a text
1.776 million
from
barrels.
Mel.
Gasoline there, a draw of 2.01 million barrels, and refinerization. Again, there's BOE does not believe need to get rates higher, have a downturn.
They bought it, got it out.
BOE does not believe rates higher, have ammunition. To recap then, crude stockpiles saw a build of 6.9 million barrels, build of 2.2 million barrels. We saw distillate stockpiles draw down 827,000. We saw gasoline draw down 2 million barrels. We saw Cushing build 1.6 barrels, and we saw refinerization production. Production 9 million barrels. That's down from 11.
Crude being down to starting to change. Stocks look like they're holding in bonds now.
It says it's personal opinion. It's correct. It's
I'm still, I saw a chance that it was going to go up. I liked that it was back to the top of that node, but I still haven't seen and I'm not saying it has to happen. I'm not seeing the really strong buying come in. I'm just not seeing the reversal that I saw yesterday in the E-mini at least. I keep like removing my pie, but I don't think that I'm no. How many times have I tried that now? If I need to remove this. Too many times. So now I'm going back to when I was going long and why did I want to do that? There was just that one little reversal that I thought, okay. And I sold that one and then it went up. And then I didn't do that one when it came back up again.
New heights on the 10-year.
Yeah, and then it came back down. I saw the big order. Okay. And well, we saw an iceberg at 08 that they beat out, so that was kind of your signal. I mean, it's done. We can't, like, I don't know if you can get out there, but doesn't even matter. Like, seriously, after this right here, I was tilted. Shouldn't be trading.
Business.
Hmm.
block sell.
You know, the funny thing about that move to a new high is that they did do. Tyler came in there just like we were talking about earlier. He came in and he bought the 08. And also, kind of like I was saying earlier, that just that whole situation that it was in, where it's like, okay, we had to push it to high, and then it seems like we failed to get higher. We'll come to back to the VWAP. Maybe there's a sell, but then we're coming up, and like, are we still going to make a new high or not? Like, seems like every time that I play that one, whichever way I try or whatever it is that I'm looking at, I seem to get it wrong. I can't seem to trade that area. Well,
This is pretty weird action happening right now. We're up like 2 points and we're down 2 ticks on the bonds.
yeah. Well, yeah, so that's the other thing is I think my gut kind of says that I think our call that it wasn't going to make a new high was probably what it would typically do, but the E-mini just puked a lot more than I think anybody expected, you know.
Can also rally a lot more than like one.
Why did I flip? I don't know. You know what, Michael? I from that first trade, I was unhappy.
Made any significant new highs? Like, I don't know. I'm upset I didn't take my trade off earlier.
Yeah. Where was I? Oh yeah. So I don't know if you're still there. Thanks for watching, Michael. But I think from that first trade there, I was kind of mad. So I think if I wasn't on sim right now, I probably would have quit. And this is kind of turning into action that I'm really, really poor at trading. So yeah, I flipped at I think it was like 05 half or something, I think, because we appeared to have bounced off the VWAP and then pierced it. And so there's now a tendency to try and test the other side of the range, and they didn't. They immediately turned on me. So yeah, I don't know how to navigate this. There's different signals and everything, and I just don't see it. So I mean, I did see some things like I could kind of see when my first trade was kind of going wrong. That's kind of part of how I knew after that I was pretty tilted, because I should have gotten out of it before that, and I didn't. And then when people start trying to come in and criticize my trading, then I know that I'm going to be tilted. So yeah. No. But other than that, you know, I'm just looking at it right here. I think that 08 looks like it's going to hold, and that was where there was a big bid, and I think that they're going to try and hold it and push it higher to 11.5. But I'm probably going to be wrong about that. Anyways, I've got to get going, so I'm interested to see where they go from here, if that's the end or if it keeps going. Because normally I would try and say it's going to keep going, but we'll see. Anyways, and I will see you guys tomorrow.